Hey friends, today's the day. We have been talking about this essential oil challenge for like 2 weeks now, and it is finally the day that we're kicking it off as a group. So I am so glad you're here. We are going to hold hands and join in community and hold each other accountable and just grow in our relationships, grow in our knowledge, and really see some results. So dig in. Welcome to Polishing My Life. This is my particular Facebook group this is where I share all kinds of information. This is where we want to learn about how to truly take control by being proactive in our decisions that regard our health. Anything you do, everything you put in your mouth, everything you drink, food you eat, products you use in and around your home or on your body in your shower, things you clean your home with, all of those things are choices that we make, that if we make good choices, we can change how our body responds. We can change our wellness. We can heal our body, because you know what? The body was created to heal itself. We just have to give it the right environment. So here in the Polishing My Life group, that is my goal. Through my podcast, through my Facebook page, through this Facebook group, which are two totally different pages, by the way. That is what I am called to do, is to educate. For those of you that don't know my story, I was diagnosed in 2012 with fibromyalgia, and the doctor handed me a stack of prescriptions, and I said, no thanks, I'm sorry. I see and recognize the name of some of these medications, and I know they're addictive. Why do I know? Because I watched my siblings spiral downwards through medical uses of prescription drugs and became addicts. And I didn't want that for myself. I thought of my husband, I thought of my children, and I said no to the medications. And I knew that there had to be a natural way to help heal my body. And so I started studying. I Googled, I researched, and found foods that were causing the inflammation. And I started with my foods. I removed wheat and sugar and processed foods and Diet Coke and all the junk from my diet. And I started seeing changes. Today, 7 years later, I am living without fibromyalgia. Now, it's a constant journey. I am learning right along with you. My husband and I, we had kind of slipped back into this place of, oh, it's the holidays. Just go ahead and eat that. Oh, just take some extra enzymes or take another probiotic. Your body will recover. The kind of do it and then ask for forgiveness instead of ask for permission. That whole thing where we just knew what we were doing. And then the pounds started adding back on. Our pain and inflammation started coming back. And we were like, what are we doing? This is crazy. And so that's when I found this book that we're going to be talking about and that we're launching today. So I hope that you have the book. This is the book. I have actually both of Dr. Z's books in front of me. This one is this book too. This is the Essential Oils Diet. This one is the healing power of essential oils. This was Dr. Z's very first book. And when he launched it, he said, oh my goodness, Mama Z and I were bombarded by people wanting to know what oils for this and that. And so he started realizing that there was a whole problem to people needing to know more. So he wrote this book, The Essential Oils Diet. We're going to go into that. So we'll talk about it. And he's actually working on a book now. I'm sure he'll tell you all about it. But it's more about chronic diseases. So there's great things that Dr. Z is doing. And I'm so thankful that we have come across the same path and that we are living this life together and that we have partnered together with Dr. Z to help you guys, friends, members, family members, people who are non-members. Just whoever you are, you decided to get into this group because you're looking for some transformation of some sort. And I hope to help facilitate that for you. I don't know it all. And I'm sure Dr. Z will admit that he doesn't know it all, but together we'll figure it out. And we definitely have some great guides to help us as we move forward. So I use Young Living essential oils, and I love the oil blend called Transformation. In fact, I just put it all over myself. Now, I want to read from you, from this book, about what transformation is. It's a blend that was created by D. Gary Young, the founder of Young Living. This is the Essential Oils Pocket Reference Book. And in this book, it says about transformation. Repressed trauma and tragedy from the past may be out of sight, but they are definitely not out of mind. Memories are imprinted in our cells for better or for worse. Stored negative emotions need to be replaced with joy, hope, and courage. Transformation Blend radiates with the purifying oils of lemon and peppermint, along with the revitalizing power of the sesquiterpenes in sandalwood and frankincense. Idaho blue spruce anchors new mental programming. Reaching into the deepest recesses of memory, transformation empowers and upholds the changes you want to make in your belief system. Positive, uplifting beliefs are foundational for the transformation of behavior. So you would use this anywhere you want. I love to diffuse it. I put it on my wrist. I put it on the top of my ears. This is the emotional VitaFlex points. So it's a great place to put anything that you need to help shift your emotions. On the back of my neck, at the brainstem, or sometimes just pour them on top of your head. Your body will know what to do with the oils. Just use a little bit, see how your body responds, and then go from there. This one is ready to use straight out of the bottle. I do not dilute it. However, I recommend that if you're using oils for the first time that you always dilute them, especially some of these powerful essential oils, okay? So I've got some notes for you. I want to talk to you about how this is going to work, all right? Because this is a 60-day challenge. There's a lot involved. And you're going to want to refer not only to your book, but to this group. And I, as your facilitator, want to help you understand how it's going to work. So first of all, you want to make sure you have the book. If you don't have the book yet, it's okay. You can grab it. You can also get it on Audible and listen to it with your mobile device or whatever you use with Audible. You can get the printed version. I actually have both, and I find both of them very, very useful. So I kind of recommend both. I'm driving down the road and I can listen and I can re-listen to some of these things that I need to hear over and over again, because this is a lifestyle change. This is a belief system that we're adopting for the rest of our lives. And we'll get into about that, more things about that. But you also want to register at Dr. Z's website, essentialoilsdiet.com. I put the link above, so you can just click on that link. Just get registered. It's free. Use your email and your name, and then that way you'll get on their mailing list. Their newsletters that come in are amazing, full of information, and he also has some other education that you might be interested in doing. Some of it is free, and some of it does have a small fee, but that's how Dr. Z operates. And so I think it's great sound information, and definitely get registered over there. Okay, this challenge starts today, which means if you count from today, 60 days, we're going to end up on March the 12th. We're going to go through, let's see, some holidays. Martin Luther King. We're going to go through Valentine's Day together. We're even going to see the daylight savings time change together. So it's going to be an exciting time during this next 60 days. And I hope that at the end of this 60 days that your transformation that you've made would be so worth every single moment, every single dollar you're investing in yourself, that you go, oh my God, oh my goodness, I would do this over and over again. Okay, so I want you to share openly this group with anyone. Anyone is welcome to be here. It doesn't matter if you are already using essential oils, if you use another brand that I do, or if you're a member, it doesn't matter. You can be on our team, you can be on somebody else's team. You don't have to be on a team. Just get your friends in the group. What you can do to get them in the group is you can share the link. You just, depending on if you're on a laptop, desktop, or a mobile device, you find the link under the share tab. So let me show you on my phone how I find the link to share this group with friends. And so this is the Polishing My Life group. If you look in this top right-hand corner, and it looks like a little shield. If you click on that shield, come on, there you go. You have all kinds of options there. You see here at the bottom in the middle, it says share. So you click that option and you get another option to share on Facebook, send in Messenger, or to copy the link. I always just copy the link because, you know, if you're texting it or if you're posting it somewhere else, it doesn't matter. As long as you have a link, you're good to go. So that's how you would do it on the on a mobile device, on an Apple, in that particular version of Facebook app. Or if you're on your desktop, when you go to the Polishing My Life page and you're looking at the timeline, just reach on up to the browser window and it should say facebook.com/groups/polishing my life. Okay, click on that, copy and paste it, and put it anywhere you want, and invite whoever you want to be here. All right, a couple of quick announcements. Tonight, you don't want to miss, at 7 p.m. Central, 8 p.m. Eastern, Dr. Z and Mama Z are going to be here live. They're going to be here live answering your questions. So you want to be here live because that's what they're doing. They want to come in here and they want to address any questions that you may have. Anything that you want to say or talk, give a chance to talk to the authors of this book. How cool is that? I mean, this program is so much more than I dreamed it would be, and it's just starting today. So definitely be here tonight for that. I know there's a little football game going on about the same time. DVR it. You can go catch up and fast forward through the commercials. That's what we do. And so just so you know, I went to high school with Dabo Sweeney, so I understand that Clemson is playing, and also LSU. I have so many friends that are pulling for LSU, and so I'm wearing my purple. I'm pulling for LSU. So I don't know who you're pulling for, and if you might be watching this video 6 months from now as you're going back through the 60-day challenge on your own, you might be thinking, wow, that's cool to know that they did this and they launched it during the National Football Championship game. So, all right, I'm going to go through kind of the preface of the book because it's powerful to know just a little bit about what this book is going to be about. I know that when you get through this video, you're going to say, oh gosh, I've got to go get this book because I need all of these resources at my fingertips, all right? So the preface, it is meet the elephants in the room. That's the basis of the preface of this book. Here's a quote by William James. The greatest revolution of our generation is the discovery that human beings, by changing the inner attitude of their minds, can change the outer aspects of our lives. That is an awesome quote. And I can attest to this quote because when I changed my mind that I was not going to go on addictive substances to heal my body, there was no stopping me. I was going to make sure that my body had what it needed no matter what. And my body's healed from those ailments. So it definitely is a true quote by William James. So the first book that this essential oils diet is the first book that describes using bioactive compounds like those that are found in essential oils in foods to control weight and to help prevent disease. It's amazing to look at this because, and you might not even know what bioactive compounds are, and that's fine because you will. Think about antioxidants. Think about phytonutrients. These are like polyphenols. These are found in oils. They're found in healthy vegetables. They're found in foods that are good for us. And we need more of these in our lives. And that's, this book is the first one that I know of and that Dr. Z talks about, he knows of. So, and I know he's a researcher that really delves into that being the basis of a diet, okay? The second thing is that food is neither at the core of your problem, nor is it your problem. The real issue is that is something totally different. Why do people fall prey to their behavior that they know is bad for them? Like I told you, Paul and I, we're just eating this stuff thinking, oh, it's just Christmas, this is tradition. We know it's bad for us. Why do we fall victim and why do we fall prey to those decisions? More importantly, how do we escape the pattern of those decisions and really transform our lives? That's the subject of this book, is changing those patterns. And it's so much more than just a four-letter word that starts with a D, D-I-E-T. Okay, so Americans are obsessed with dieting. But if you look around as a whole, we are highly unsuccessful at achieving our ideal weight. Our addictions to foods are matched by our addiction to diets. Most diets don't work. We have to commit to changing our life before we can go down the path of transformation. So leading up to this book study, I was telling several friends, hey, we're going to do this. I'm so excited, blah, blah, blah. And they were like, oh, I'm going to do XYZ diet. Or I'm already committed to doing this. And I'm like, okay, all right. It's totally different. This book contains the word diet. The original meaning of the word diet referred simply to a way of eating, but most people associate that word with weight loss. The book is more about a way of eating A diet, the whole what you're eating, composed of bioactive rich foods full of nutritious benefits while eliminating processed foods. Weight loss is a side effect of eating well and adopting other healthy habits. True story. When I started on this path to heal my body of fibromyalgia, weight loss was not at the top of my game. I mean, I was like, I just want to stop hurting. And so, but the thing is, I lost 30 pounds along the way. True. I lost 30 pounds, getting rid of the processed foods, learning how to eat an anti-inflammatory diet, and introducing healthier foods into my diet, realizing what needed to be ditched because it was not serving me well, processed American food, to switch to the way God intended our body to feed itself. And so I lost 30 pounds then. And like I said, slowly I've gained a few of it back. And that's one of the reasons why we decided, and Paul's gained some too, we just wanted to get back into this. And to start the new year and the new decade is just a great time to do it. All right. Abundant life is your God-given right. The thief comes only to steal and to kill and destroy. And I came that they may have life and have it abundantly. That is scripture, biblical scripture from book John, chapter 10, verse 10. So John 10:10. So do you enjoy an abundant life? Do you enjoy balance in all areas of your life? Okay, because a diet has to talk about it all. The spiritual, physical, mental, emotional, financial, occupational, and social. Most of these areas will be covered in this book, so stay tuned. It's going to be awesome. Your health, though, is the cornerstone of this. This book focuses on the practical truth that a balanced and abundant life is impossible if your physical body becomes a burden to your soul. So, because we're going to be looking at a lot of spiritual truths, emotional unpacking, you heard me read about the benefits of transformation oil, getting rid of those past traumas and things that are repressing our negative emotions, and we're unpacking them. You will be revisiting some things that you need to deal with because we're transforming, right? We're going through transformation. So grab a journal. This one's mine. You want to get any kind of notebook. I mean, you can get a 10-cent notebook at Dollar General, or I got this one at Home Goods. It was $5. It's kind of that moleskin, like it's got a ribbon in it so I can keep my place. Lined paper, whatever you like. Some people like dot journals. I mean, just all kind of journals out there. You can do a digital journal, but the brain processes better when you write things down. So I recommend getting a journal that you can write in. So make sure you're keeping this journal. Think of it as your transformational journal, all right? In your journal, you want to answer this question. Do you enjoy an abundant life? Do you? Now, as you read this essential oils diet and we go through the challenge, I want you to go back in your journal and I want you to look at that question again and be truthful with yourself. Am I truly living an abundant life? Goes back to spiritual, physical, mental, emotional, financial, occupational, social. I can't tell you with 100% certainty that I'm living an abundant life. That's why I'm doing this. I want that. And I know that my God has said it is my right to have that. And I want to show others. I want to demonstrate for my children. I want to demonstrate for my in-laws. I wanted to demonstrate even for my parents that it's possible to have an abundant life. Even those family members that are, right now, they're just sitting in, they're just hopeless, right? So there's so many things that this God can do through you in this. So stay in it. And this journal is really going to help you track it. So this is all about balance. The food you eat, the drinks you consume, the supplements you take, the medicines you use, the thoughts you think, the emotions you carry around, the feelings you have about your job, your finances, your practices, the stressors that you allow in your life, and all of these contribute to diminish your experience of an abundant life. In your journal, I also want you to record your weight and your measurement. I'm going to tell you what to measure, but your weight, go weigh if you haven't weighed yet and write it down in your journal. We did this. We're a week ahead of you guys, just so you know. We started last week so that we could really fully implement these things and speak from experience as we lead you through, even though we're going through it with you for the first time. We just wanted to be like head start, right? So we took our measurements and our weight last week. Now, Dr. Z through the book will say, kind of hold off on weighing yourself. He has his own very good, opinions of why you do that, and I respect those fully. But Paul and I were like, golly, is this really working? Let's weigh ourselves. So I made myself wait a week, and I got on the scale, and I've already lost 3 pounds, and Paul's lost 5.5. So that gave us the motivation and the confidence to know that we are moving forward. But we wouldn't have remembered those weights if we hadn't put them in our journal, right? So make sure you're putting that in your journal. Measurements. You're going to measure your chest, or ladies, your bust, your upper arms, which Paul and I forgot to do, but we're going to go back and do that today. Our waist, hips, and thighs. So make a record of all of those measurements. If you feel led, and if you feel comfortable, I'm not going to say it's a requirement, but if you feel comfortable, share that with us here. There's a thread where I shared mine, and you can share yours in the comments of that thread. And you can share that with us because it's going to hold you accountable. It's going to make you feeling a lot of transparency and vulnerability there. But you know what? There's transformation on the other side of that growth. So your comfort zone that you've been in, it's time to leave it. We've got to push it back and go, okay, comfort, bye. We'll see you later. We are pushing out of that comfort zone, and we are going to transform. That's where the transformation starts. So I encourage you, if you've taken your photos and you've taken your measurements, share them with all of us. We are all different sizes and starting at all different places. I know some people are getting in this group because they need to gain weight. So whatever your reason of being in this challenge, share that with us so that we can hold your hand, hold you accountable, and really walk through it with you with authenticity. Okay, so it's going to be so exciting over the coming months watching everybody's numbers just shrink. I'm so excited. Okay, so in this book, Dr. Z introduces his wife, Mama Z. Her name is Sabrina Zielinski. Gorgeous. Oh my goodness. If you have not seen Sabrina, there's a lot to talk about with Sabrina, and she'll share more with you. But just one of the biggest things that's happened in Sabrina's life that I like to tell and encourage you with is that she is a mother of 4. I think they're right around 40 years old. She entered the Mrs. America pageant, and she won Georgia, Mrs. Georgia. Then if you win the state, you go on to the national. And she went to the nationals, and she came in first runner-up overall, and she won the swimsuit category. Now, this is a woman who is small in frame and had big babies and has transformed her life to win a swimsuit competition in the Mrs. America pageant. I'm like, I'm going to listen to her. If she's telling me about a fat burning roll-on recipe, I'm going to go make that. I don't know about you, but I'm all in. So let me tell you a little bit about Mama Z. So Dr. Z's first book was called The Healing Power of Essential Oils, and it set the foundation for how to use essential oils, which is an important component in our approach for the abundant life. But the new book is just a natural progression. And this time, Dr. Z's co-author is his wife and ministry partner, Sabrina, AKA Mama Z. I have a hard time calling her Mama Z because I'm a lot older than her. And I know she's a mama, but I'm like, I think about Carol Burnett and Vicki Lawrence in that old show, Mamas, whatever. So I'm having to reframe my emotions and my thought process on calling her Mama Z, but I'll get there. They want to debunk the myths and set the record straight on some key and timely topics that are relevant to you and your health. So we need to understand that fad diets, such as the one with high fats and low carbs, are not something that you should adopt if you're trying to experience an abundant life. Think about it. If you're going to go remove a certain food group out of your diet, are you truly living an abundant life? So that's what traditional diets and fad diets typically do, is they take you off of a certain food group for a limited time until you reach your goal. And then what happens? You go back to the way you were, and then you go back to the way you were, right? So a slim body is not the only aspect of overall health. You can look great and be unhealthy. However, you cannot truly be healthy if you're overweight. We'll talk about the emotional and physical detoxification. We'll find the right exercises to help you move and get fit. And we'll learn to make delicious, quick, and easy recipes so that you can begin to enjoy the abundant life. But first, I want to debunk some myths and some misinformation. So this lesson is all about the elephants in the room. There's 5 of them that we're going to talk about. So the first one, the first elephant in the room. I hope you essential oil people are sitting down, because this one kind of kicked me in the gut. There's not an oil for that. There's not. And the more I read about it, the more I adopted it. And if you saw the post I made on my Facebook page, then you know that I'm like, yeah, that's right. There's not an oil for that. So Dr. Z's first book, he set the groundwork for how to use essential oils. But it also created a situation where droves of people kept asking Dr. Z and Sabrina for solutions for their health problems, like oils for diabetes, for depression, for anxiety, for cancer, for autoimmune, acid reflux, and weight loss. And I can relate to those questions because as a leader in the world's leading producer of pure therapeutic grade essential oils, I know that I get these questions every day, multiple times a day. But what we have to do, we have to realize that the last thing that we want to do is regard essential oils as we do pharmaceutical drugs, as a quick fix rather than a lasting change. Oils enhance the body's ability to heal itself, and they can help improve the experience of reaching your ideal weight. They will not help you achieve lasting weight loss if you're not willing to change your lifestyle, which brings us to elephant number 2. So elephant number 2 is oils alone cannot banish pounds. This is the truth. Only by transforming your lifestyle can you reach your body's natural healthy weight. And we will learn how to use essential oils that can make our lives a lot easier during this process. Remember, we're dealing with repressed emotions that may be leading to why we are continuing to make those same patterns of bad choices. So those are great areas to bring in the essential oils to deal with those emotional patterns. And we'll have a whole guest appearance in here from some people that are experts in emotional freedom techniques using essential oils. So elephant number 3, you cannot be healthy if you are overweight. Ditto if you're underweight. All right. The real question you need to ask yourself is, what lifestyle changes do I need to make to set the stage for optimal health and disease prevention? We live in a world of environmental toxins. Many of these are in the standard American diet of processed foods and fast food. To be truly healthy, you need to achieve your body's natural weight. I know for a fact that there are chemicals out there, we call them endocrine disruptors or xenoestrogens. They get in our body through our food and through the products we use on our skin, the things we breathe, the things we clean our home with, and they confuse our receptor sites. And when you confuse your hormonal receptor sites, your body can pack on the pounds. And then, like John 10:10 says, the enemy came to steal, kill, and destroy. He wants to confuse you to make you think, oh, I'm just big boned. This is just my ideal weight. If you're overweight, it's not. If you're putting stress on your body, it's not ideal for you. If you want a visual on that, go back through this group. A few days ago, I posted an MRI image of a slim person and an overweight person. Don't just look at the belly. Look at the brain. Look at all the organs in the body, how compressed and stressed and shrunken and swollen and all the things that they look like they're doing. Can you imagine if you lost, okay, let's say I lost 3 pounds this week, all right? Awesome, I'm so proud of myself. But I could look at that and go, well, it's only 3 pounds. Or I can imagine myself, or physically go and do this, go to your favorite grocery store and go to the area where they have the whole chickens and find yourself a 3-pound chicken. Pick it up and carry it around the store for about 30 minutes. Tell me you're not ready to put down that 3-pound chicken. It may only feel and seem like just a minimal amount of weight, but I don't want to carry around that 3-pound chicken all the time, and neither do my joints, okay? So it's so much more than just you thinking this is the way I am. This is the way my mother was. This is the way my grandmother was. Big boned people just run in my family. Heaviness runs in my family. This is just the way it is. It's not. And you can overcome. Okay, so that's elephant number 3. Let's move on to elephant number 4. Poor health and overweight are ballooning. These are some scary statistics. Despite how advanced we are in technology and healthcare, we are still not getting collectively healthier as a nation. The statistics from the CDC, the Center of Disease Control in Atlanta, they show that 39.8% of American adults are obese. Merely overweight adults is another 70.7%. And despite the fact that 45% of Americans have done a weight loss diet in the last year. Okay, so if 45% of Americans are doing a weight loss plan every year, then how are we still growing in obesity? That to me just shows, the stats show, the diets aren't working. It's a lifestyle change. You've got to make a transformation. 100 million Americans have type 2 diabetes or pre-diabetes, and about half of those are undiagnosed. Diabetes is a huge market, just like cancer. I mean, you turn on the TV and commercials are like, drop ship your diabetes testing, blood sugar testing supplies. I mean, I watched a documentary. We talked about this with our interview with Dr. Z last week, and he brought it up, and I was like, Fed Up. Fed Up is a documentary produced by Katie Couric, and it's all about the hidden sugar in the foods in America. And one stat that stood out to me and still does is back in the 70s, I was in school in the 70s. I was born in 1968. I'm almost 52 years old. When I was in school, there was not a kid with type 2 diabetes. It had never been recorded, like nowhere. There was no child in a school with type 2 diabetes. Fast forward to today, you have not only multiple kids in the school systems with type 2 diabetes, but you have nurses in the schools to help administer the insulin for those kids. Something has got to change, all right? 34% of Americans have some sort of metabolic syndrome related to diabetes, such as abdominal fat, abnormal cholesterol levels, and high blood sugar, and increased blood pressure. I've seen several people, ask me questions. Is this diet going to help my blood pressure? Absolutely. Is it going to help your cholesterol? Absolutely. All of these increase your risk of diabetes, heart disease, and stroke. So, elephant number 5, the next generation is in deep trouble. Okay, so I already kind of gave you a little bit about the children. For the first time in history, children are now expected to have a shorter lifespan than their parents. And that's thanks in large part to the diseases such as type 2 diabetes, high blood pressure, heart conditions, and joint deterioration. This all linked to obesity. These diseases are largely preventable. This is a crisis of mammoth proportions. Mammoth. This is why Dr. Z and Mama Z have decided to write this book. They wish to walk people through an easy to implement strategy that they have developed over the years to become and stay fit and find healthy weight with the support of essential oils. It is their sincere hope that after reading this book, you can become a role model for health and transformation and help share the important message with your friends and loved ones. So we're going to be going over chapter 1 in the coming days. I mapped this out, and we have 12 chapters in 60 days. So we're going to be doing a live video like this with a lesson and a recap of that chapter about every 5 days. So what you could be doing is read through chapter 5. A lot of you already have, because you've been in this group a week and we've been telling you read through chapter 5, because it's a lot of information that you need to get your mind and heart straight on where you're going with this plan. Then we're going to be talking about the actual plan. It's divided into 2 parts. So this is what you can expect. The first 30 days is a fast track intensive thing. It's a lot more restrictive than the rest of your life or the rest of the 60-day challenge. So just to kind of tell you what we've already been doing, we don't smoke, but if you do, no smoking, no alcohol, no fried foods. The book will tell you but no meat. No meat unless you can have small servings of wild caught fish like salmon, or if you have access to a good source of wild caught fish, not fish raised in a pond and fed GMO catfish food. We're not talking about bottom feeder type catfish type food. We're talking about clean food, and we'll talk about all that this next 60 days. We'll be discussing what constitutes a good clean fish. But no meat. That was hard for Mr. Cecil. Let me just tell you. The man is in a tree stand right now hunting. And so we eat a lot of red meat. We eat a lot of venison. And he's not had any in a week. Lost 5.5 pounds. So I'm proud of him. And he said he's going to do it. He's going to do it the whole 30 days. He's going to be no meats. All right. So then there's no dairy in this first 30 days. No dairy. That's hard too, y'all. We have goats. We have dairy goats. I have a freezer full of raw goat milk. And so it's tough on us to just say no to dairy. But I've been buying some really good plant-based cheese alternatives that are, the recipes are in the book, and they're delicious. I haven't missed it. Lost 3 pounds. Pretty proud of that, right? So go back to your why. Anytime you go, oh, I just can't do it. My own daughter says, I'm not doing this. I'm not giving up chicken. I'm like, okay. I mean, you can personalize this program, but I'm a rule follower and I want to see the maximum benefits. And so I'm going to go by the book. You can decide what you want to do, but you're going to personalize your program. So lots and lots and lots of good vegetables. And there's a lot of great ways of preparing them. Of course, no fried foods, but we have been eating a huge plant-based diet, basically vegetarian. We're using eggs, and we're buying organic, non-GMO wherever possible. And if you can't get or afford organic, non-GMO, then use Thieves Fruit and Veggie Soak or make your own. There's recipes on how to make your own wash to help wash away the pesticides, the herbicides, the glyphosate, all of the junk that is sprayed in the food that we eat. It's so important, you guys. Just like we ditched and we teach ditching of the toxic chemicals that you're using in your home, we're ditching the foods that contain the toxic chemicals. I do a thing called a Zytoscan in my practice, and so I scan people with this device that tells me a lot of different things about their body. And one of the things I see on 99% of the people I scan is glyphosate. Glyphosate is Roundup. And Roundup, you see all over the place, there's class action lawsuits against the makers of Roundup because it is detrimental to your health. So being able to buy organic, non-GMO, it's worth the extra price. I was at Costco the other day, and the difference in celery that was not organic and celery that was organic was 60 cents. So just weigh your options. Also, there's lists in the book, the Clean 15 and the Dirty Dozen. And then there are 8 things that Dr. Z will talk about that are like non-negotiables. And we'll go into that in the next few days. But if you have the book, go ahead and read. But I will break it down for everybody as a group, as a lesson, and a video that we can archive in later this week. All right. So what else? We've been exercising. You want to get up and move. We have walked 2 miles every single day this week, except one day we did 3 miles. And then Saturday, I got in 4 miles on the stationary bike before the tornado warning hit, and I had to leave the YMCA and come home. And so you need to move. And those of you that are like me, you have vocations to where you are sitting down a lot and you're on the computer a lot, then find ways to get your body to move. You're going to have to schedule it. We're having to set alarms, get up early. This happens to be also paralleled with the 21 days of prayer and fasting at Church of the Highlands. We used to go to Church of Brook Hills, and so I get my tongue tied on that. Church of the Highlands is our home church, and we meet every morning at 6 a.m., except Saturdays is at 9 a.m. And so we're getting up, we're doing our 21 days of prayer, and then we go straight into our exercise, and then we come home and hit the showers, and then we do our work. So you will find a way to put all this stuff and make it a priority. It's something you have to do, okay? It's the transformation that we're looking for. All right, so I want to also remind you that tonight, Dr. Z and Mama Z they're going to be live here in the group. If you're watching this video later down the road after we finish this challenge and you're doing it on your own, then look for the video. And you can find anything in here with the hashtag EOD, Essential Oils Diet, or hashtag 60-day challenge. Likewise, if you share something in here, I want you to get in here and share about your story. Tell us a little bit about yourself. Let us get to know you, because that's where the community is going to get built, but that's also going to be where you have accountability. If you're struggling with something, let us know. But if you're like doing a praise report and you want to share with us what you've done and a recipe that you found that you tried and you love and you know it's approved for this plan, then put it in the group, but use the hashtags. Hashtag, that's the # EOD or # 60-day challenge. You have to type it all in one word or it won't work, okay? That way, for the future, this group will have lots of content in it, not just from this book, but from many things that we will be studying over the years. We can find anything related to the essential oil diet or the 60-day challenge with searching the group with those hashtags. So I don't see any questions in here. I really appreciate you guys joining me live. It is awesome to be able to go live at 2 o'clock Central Time in the middle of the day and have live faces join us. And I know tonight is going to be kind of a tight squeeze to come in and listen to and participate in the Q&A with Dr. Z and Mama Z, but this is the kickoff. And this is your opportunity to talk to the book authors. And let's show them some love by showing up and being ready to talk to them, okay? So be here, be ready, set your phones, be ready to go live and be present with us and bring your questions. I don't care what they are. There's no dumb question. You can ask questions about a plan you're on, anything that's maybe a particular health concern. Of course, I can tell you Dr. Z is going to say consult with your doctor about any major changes you're making in your lifestyle, but I don't know a doctor that wouldn't agree with some of the things, with all of the things that we're doing, unless they're just really confused over the use of essential oils. But honestly, a lot of the doctors that I've personally gone to, they need to go through this transformation as well, if you get what I'm saying. So definitely talk to your doctor, your pharmacist. They definitely know more about like contraindications with your medication and any essential oils that you might take. I know a common question is about grapefruit and blood pressure medicine. So bring that question. Ask Dr. Z. He's got the answers, okay? So I am praying over you guys. I know God's going to show up big. He's going to transform some lives if you let him. Let him, all right? We're going to be working on that spiritual being as much as that physical being. So y'all get in it with me and let's stay in it, all right? I'll see you tonight at 7 o'clock and I'll be around monitoring questions throughout the day. So y'all have a good one. Bye-bye.